I haven't streamed in a while, and first thing that I want to check, yep, the stream is going correctly. Okay, so first thing that I want to show you is this amazing thing called Anki. It's a program that I've used before for like a whole year when I was learning Spanish, and it's super useful for, well, remembering things. It has a special algorithm that makes sure you can remember stuff in the most efficient way. And some language learners, as well as med students, probably know about it, and if they don't, they really should. I'm currently doing a bunch of silly stuff here. Let me try to give you an example. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. If we go to my default deck, it will have some Terraria stuff, which I should probably move to a different deck. I can't see anything that I'm trying to show you. Basically, there's some Rust stuff that I want to remember here. Really, that's so wild. Oh, here we go. For some reason, it has the most recent stuff at the end, which is kind of surprising. So, for example, let me preview this. I wanted to remember where I get the frost core in Terraria, and you get it from an ice golem. And then there's also a card that more specifically asks me about the ice golem. Basically, how do you encounter it? Yeah, this way I can actually remember. I recently started playing Terraria again, and in a few days that I've had it, I've played, well, a lot of hours. I've played most hours of every day, and fuck, it's great. Making multiple bases to help with the balance system, doing fishing quests, because I'm the type of person that actually likes fishing in games, believe it or not. And yeah, that's been super fun. So I use Anki for that. For Rust, as I've already explained, that's most of it. But you can also see phrases here. And what is phrases? Let's go there. It's basically just words and phrases that I want to remember and built into myself. So I start actually saying them and using them. And it has some different settings for that. Cool, isn't it? So let's go to what I want to do today. But after seeing the title, I have to... Oh, and you're back with the gimmick. Interesting how I enabled timestamps. I'm not sure I like them, to be fair. I think text used to start here, but maybe that's because it's like a single word. God damn. I kind of missed it. And you know what I missed the most? I recently pretty concretely realized that, yeah, I am indeed autistic. A big reason for why I miss streaming is because of how good my chat now looks. The fact that it blinks the correct yellow, the font that I use throughout my system, the gaps and everything is just perfect. And it actually plays a large part to wanting to stream, I shit you not. I was like, damn, I kind of wish to see this window again. Wild, right? You would think it would be like, oh, the streaming experience, maybe the fans, maybe something of that nature. No, that plays a part for sure, but a major part of it is just how chat looks as a window. Very weird. Second thing that I want to show you, speaking of playing, Windows M should have done what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I've actually been playing it since I was like 12 maybe? Maybe a bit older, but I've been playing this game for a long time, and I've bought it 3 separate times because I've had 5 different Steam accounts. I shit you not, I have had 5 different Steam accounts because I kept either losing them or losing them. I just kept losing them. So I bought Isaac 3 times, Nuclear Throne probably 3 times. What else? Hotel Miami 2 times. Enter the Gungeon probably 3 times. So yeah, I keep rebuying games, which is very good for the developers for sure. What did I... Oh yeah. Let's go to shortcuts. So we can then go to long cuts. That pun doesn't work. That pun so doesn't work. I was pretty damn sure I had a shortcut for this. I guess it didn't apply, which sometimes happens in KDE. Yeah, I actually have, and I really like the game. The gameplay, how it works, the mechanics, everything is great. However, the controller controls are horrible. The fact that you aim with the same stick that you walk with is just horrible. It's so bad. So the only real option to play Hades is to use the keyboard and mouse, and I prefer not to if I can. Something like Terraria, their controller support is very good, but it can only be that good because Terraria is just not a game for a controller, pretty much. So they're fine, I play with keyboard and mouse, but in Hades feels like the perfect game for a controller, and I just really did not want to use keyboard and mouse for that. So I just stopped playing it, and now I have a different account, which, if I try to show you the account, it would appear on this desktop, so I'm not going to. But basically, the games that I have are Dishonored, which is just recently decided to play, and played through it entirely. Right now I'm like on the VOD DLC, and also doing a low chaos run in the main game. Also amazing game. Then I have Terraria. I have Darkest Dungeons, which I bought and was not able to run on Linux. Yes, even through Proton. So that's sad. And another game that I'm forgetting that I also... Oh yeah, Enter the Gungeon, of course. Which does work, even with modding on Linux, so incredible. I just cannot bother to do that. No, it's not even bothering. It's like super uncomfortable to me. And as you probably can imagine, as a Vim user, it just makes me really uncomfortable to have to use the mouse, which is part of the point that we may get to on stream, trying out some Vim extension from my browser, because I'm not sure why I haven't handled this question for this long. I think that's impressive. I hardly remember how much that would be, but it sounds like a lot of added heartedness. I have a game to possibly literally blow your mind. Is it like, fuck, I forget what it's called. It's called something like Superkill. I think I'm close, but not exactly. Right, so boom, right? And this should actually, let's check if it works like I think it does. Okay, yeah. So this idea, I'm not sure if I showed this off on stream or not. I don't think I have a video on this, and I don't think I've shown this on stream. Pretty cool idea. Fuck no, Vivaldi is too good. It lets you fucking remap every single hotkey. Isn't that amazing? Sure, you might have an extension to change hotkeys, but it depends on JS. So in most places, sure, it will work, but only after, first of all, loading in the page, And second of all, it will not work not on a page that has JavaScript. I've actually played Baba Is You. I'm kind of bad at puzzles. I enjoy them while I'm playing them, but I don't have the patience to complete them, so I went maybe through a third of the game, if even. But I love the game. The music, the styling, the idea of it is great. It's amazing. But I'm just not good at puzzles. Vim browser allows much more customization. I guess so, but it's like, it's a risk that I would rather not take. A risk of maybe wasting time having... hello, Rodrigo. Maybe wasting time trying to not use Vivaldi, which I've already customized to a great degree, and trying to find almost every feature that's on Vivaldi in another browser, which is also a Vim browser. I don't know about that. It sounds like a lot of effort, which may not pay off, and it doesn't seem particularly worth it. If I can just find an extension that will do my thing, I mean, true, but like, I don't really... There are things that I'm willing to possibly waste time on, if their idea seems worth it. But there are things that I just simply do not care about enough to make it worth it. Fuck no. What am I, fucking the Linux cast? Okay, to be fair, he doesn't do this anymore, but he was like an avid distro hopper. I, first of all, tried out Debian, found it horrible. Now I'm on Endeavour OS, and I've been loving it ever since. If something works and I don't particularly care about it, I'm super willing to just be okay with it, at least for some time. I have a list of Vim browsers and extensions. I'm only really interested in extensions. I feel like I would try out a Vim browser only if an extension like isn't worth it, or like isn't good enough in terms of performance or some other stuff. But if it's okay already, then like, why bother? I mean, fuck, I've been using like, once I switched to Linux, I started using Firefox and did it for a long time without really trying to discover better browsers until I discovered Vivaldi. And even now, maybe there are better browsers than Vivaldi, although I don't think that's the case. Unfortunately, I think it's really sad that the best, like the absolute best browser is Vivaldi. That's super sad. It's not that great, gonna be honest. Like, compared to the competition, yeah, literally best browser. But compared to what a browser can be, it's really sad. Like, really, that's it? You know? Right, so the idea... Wait, I wanted... Oh yeah, I did it. Okay, so the idea of this thingy is that it's just a kiddie terminal that gives you std-in, where you can type things. Very, very simple. Wish Vivaldi was good on mobile. Oh, I didn't even know that it exists on mobile. I super don't care about my phone, so I think I have Chrome there. Like, it does not matter there. I barely use my phone. I only have it because I kind of have to. Wish Vivaldi were good on mobile. Oh, of course. You have to have a gimmick, huh? So basically, you can pop out this window. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's make it pretty again. You can bring out this window. Type in useful information. Put it on the side by bringing it to the window that you want to have it on. Boom, and you're like, can cross-reference the information here while doing something about it. Great, right? Already amazing in my opinion. But you can also do this. let's make it bigger, and then place your what's in your clipboard. So that way you can copy something like this, for example. Let's recreate it. You add this, boom, and boom. So essentially you just copy text from somewhere and brought it to some other place while having it very minimal, without having to have the browser window by the side. Very, very convenient. Every single one has a bloated UI or feature set. YouTube had a message. Yeah, especially something like Edge. It has a lot of cool features, but most of them are kind of like, why do you have this? It's just kind of silly. Yeah, and the bloated UI I also hate. I like when browsers are minimal, and I made my browser minimal to the extent that I want. Almost, like, I would also remove this, and maybe, what is this? Yeah, I would also remove this. Wait, what does this actually do? I've never pressed this button. Lol, and even Lamau. All browsers are poopy on mobile. I guess so, I just never really cared about them. And also remove this, and I can do all of that with CSS, I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, but browsers often start up with a bunch of bullshit that I really don't need. Right, so the thingy, what I was going towards is that my current implementation is really dumb. Let's go here and go to print wait. I made an entire fucking Rust project to do this behavior, when turns out cat dash, or even just cat, does exactly what my program now does. To be fair, it started out with an ability to print the clipboard immediately, but then I realized that my terminal just supports Control-Shift-V, or I made it to support it, I don't remember, to just paste my clipboard. So just using cat instead of an entire program is much simpler. It said that Brave is the best mobile browser. Yeah, fuck, that's even sadder than Vivaldi being the best browser overall. That's super sad. Like, really, we should be having better browsers. It's sad that we don't. So let's just cat. And I'm not sure if it already realizes that I'm using a different command, but let's check. I think it does, but the next thing that we're going to do is go to binaries, which is just my project with binaries of usually my programs. It's public, by the way. It's probably better if you compile my Rust projects yourself, so they work better on your system. But yeah, it's convenient for me to be able to just have all the binaries, so I can just clone this repository and boom, I have all of my programs. Sent list in Discord DMs. Alrighty, we'll get to it. First, I want to do a few things. Yeah, so let's go to binaries, and we have print wait here. Let's delete it, and immediately we can check whether it's using, yeah, it is using the new command using cat. Great. Let's commit this, remove print wait, cat with no args does the exact same thing. Let's go to print wait now, and actually remove print wait, and then gh-repo delete me print wait. I'm pretty sure it was private anyway. So I doubt anyone has ever looked at it. Or rather, I know, or would know, if I knew for sure whether it's private or public. Okay, so that is using the new thing. Huh? Okay, So remove clipboard abilities because you don't need them. I thought I was gonna like use it, but then I realized about the cat thing. Right now, let's go to on key, make chat a bit smaller, boom, and change a certain thingy that I have in deck default. Let's search for, right, another thing that I use Anki for is to remember my hotkeys. I'm actually stupidly good at that. I remember my hotkeys really well, but a part of the goal of using them in Anki is to remember to also use them by always reminding myself that you have this hotkey, and I'm like, oh right, I should use this feature. Okay, so executes cat, that sounds horrendous, letting you input whatever you want. Oh, and this I haven't yet mentioned. Let me show this off. When we do this, and let's make it a bit bigger to this side, the reason why this is at all viable as a thing that shows you text rather than first typing in the text somewhere and then displaying it as output. The reason why this is viable is because you can type in stuff and use, I can press Control Backspace because of a remap I have in my terminal, but usually Control W, and you can delete by words, which is super important. And you can use Control U to delete up to the start of the line. But, oh, interesting, as you type things in, it will give them back to you. That's kind of annoying. Is there a way? No, that doesn't seem, maybe like this? No, it just repeats, oh fuck, okay, yeah, that changes things. That is annoying, that's super annoying. Huh. That's, fuck. Well, now I shouldn't have deleted print weight, you know? Because I would like to be able to press enter while editing, or rather while adding text. Basically, the thing that I was trying to show you off is that if you press Ctrl U on a separate line, it now cannot delete things on the up, which is fine, it's just something to remember. Alrighty then. Fuck, well, in this case, let's gh repo create clone public MIT, and let's name it hola. The entire thing, it's doing it like very slowly. Alright, let's go to hola and open it in VS Code. It's a very simple program. Oh, that I haven't yet made, lol. First of all, we cargo init and conf to create a standardized formatting thingy so that if any people ever touch this project, it will be formatted correctly without me having to. Okay, now let's go to main. It works very simply. We do loop and then std thread. There definitely is an action available. There definitely is, yes. Sleep and then duration from, and now we Okay, so seconds is the largest it can go. I wish there were... Huh, hold up. No, that's probably even smarter. It doesn't need to be, but like, sure. Can we import duration? Ah, no, I can't. Okay, hold up. What if... Okay, that's a different way of doing it. What if I create a trait from daysable that has a method called from days, and it takes in a type of usize. I think that makes sense. I think, and returns self. Now we implement from daysable for duration. What's wrong here? Oh, you named them. You do? If this is a self type, give it a parameter name. If it is a type, explicitly ignore the parameter name. Interesting. Huh. Well, days is usize. Huh. That is so silly. That is so silly. You would think that if you can make a trait to then implement it, you could also just implement the function itself. It's very strange. Okay, so from days, I don't like usize. It feels incorrect, right? Does it seem like right? Usize feels incorrect for some reason, even though it might not be necessarily. So let's change usize to U32. I feel like you would just see it more often, and therefore it would be somewhat more convenient. Maybe I'm just being OCD for no reason. So let's make a constant. Constant sex in day. I can spell it out. I won't die if I do. Seconds in day. Yeah, seconds in day, and that is a U32. And it is equal to, I don't know how much yet. Well, actually, you can just do this. So seconds is 60 in a minute, then 60 in an hour, then 24. So we duration from seconds in day, and it returns that. Huh, it expects a U30, a U64. That's fine. In that case, since it... Oh, different line. I haven't coded in kinda a while, not gonna lie. So U64 here, here, and here. Alright then. A very unnecessary thing that I just did, but it is better code, to be fair. So now I can just from days a day. I think a single one is enough. Did I need to do all this? No, I could just thread sleep duration from seconds like 1 or something. It super doesn't matter. All the program needs to do is sleep infinitely. That's all I want to do. But for it to not like waste resources unnecessarily, I want it to sleep in very long periods. A day is ridiculous, but it also makes sure that it basically uses no resources. Okay, and now when we cargo run, I shouldn't have used Q here. Let's just cargo run so we can see how long. Oh, I guess there isn't much to compile here now, is there? Yeah, it works now. So if, see, now it doesn't echo. That's, I thought I was stupid that I didn't just use cat. No, I was smart, actually, but didn't know about it. Okay, so let's GCR, which makes the first commit and pushes it, also making the remote branch if it doesn't already exist. Or I guess if it does too. And now we cas, which builds the project in release and moves it to binaries. For that reason, let's go to binaries after closing this because we don't need to do anything else there. And commit, add hole up. Boom. And now we change what we call here. Instead of cat, we call hole up. After we've updated the thingy. Oh wow, it just took a long time to pop out for some reason. I think it's more so a window type of issue rather than my program type of issue. Okay, so now it works correctly, and I can show you off that now I can press Ctrl U, it deletes this, but if I try to delete the previous line, it does not work. So once you've entered a line, you cannot kill it in any way. What you can do is scroll it up, maybe possibly Ctrl L would work, but I'm using the terminal that I use, apostrophe S implementation, rather than a shell's implementation of Ctrl L. That way I can press a different hotkey to scroll it back if I want to see it. So, interesting thing that we found out. Alright, let's look at other things that I want to do. Carbonyl, something I have to show off to you. I don't remember what, oh, here it is. Why is it in shopping? It's literally just in shopping, Lamau. Carbonyl is a terminal-based browser. Is it good? Well, let's watch a video. Let's watch a video. This is how it looks. It's super cool, but very obviously it's not supposed to be actually used, you know? But it's a very cool project. So let me star it and grab a link to it so we can add it to my links. Projects, I think it's, no. What do I have here? No, not to this degree. I think software. Yeah. Right, yeah. Carbonyl. It's saying that as if I already have it here. I do not. So that I wanted to show off to you and also complete my autistic desire to write everything down. I collect so much information. Let's go to info, private repository, by the way, and it has a thing called liquids, where I like talk about e-liquids for my vape that I bought, how good they are, their name and like company, and whether I should buy them again. This is the type of shit that I do all the time. I fucking love collecting information. It's the best thing ever. I also really love writing on paper. That brings in, like, I can stare at a cool notebook for a really long time. Right, so, Paro-F is something that I've known for a while, but I didn't really go into it as much as I should. So let's do exactly this. Paro-F help, as you've seen, I already looked at it, but not fully. So pacman-f doesn't actually explain what the fuck it does, but it does display the option, which is strange. I would expect it to actually explain a TLDR of what it is, but maybe pacman-f is a thing? No, it is not. That's fine. That's like understandable. But first of all, I don't actually like the timestamps. Oh, hold up. Yo, usually it like reappears here. That is silly. Okay, let's reload the page, which, by the way, does not end the stream as of I have worried in the past. Moderation activity. I think I want that. What? I hate this so much. Like, I specifically hide my viewers with CSS, right? And then I reload the page and YouTube is like, look at analytics. And, fuck, I hate this, like, you know? Because if I had 0 viewers right now, it would bum me out, obviously. And if I had like 6 or something, it would freak me out because it's too much. It's reasonable right now what I like used to have, but like I don't want to see this information until I end stream. So why didn't it jump here? Why didn't it even jump here, for example? It's the fucking first tab. That's, by the way, exactly why I always have stream health on, because it's first of all more useful and second of all less stressful. Okay. Let's pop out chat again, but now it won't have timestamps. Yeah, I like how this looks a lot more. Huh. Interesting. The chat became like a big window. So what pacman-f does, you ever run into an issue trying to run some program and it says something like lib dash blech dash oss dash 11 or something of this type of nature does not exist. What you can do now is copy this and then paro-f, boom, and it will display packages that have this library, which is incredibly useful. I've been trying to run some game from Steam, and I was reading the logs. It said that blah blah blah, this library doesn't exist. I use paro-f to find a package that contains that library, and I fixed that error. It's super convenient. So if you're on Arch or if you're using Paro, or rather Pacman, I'm talking about Pacman. I just use Paro always because I might as well. Pacman is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now you know, but I want to understand more concretely what this feature actually does, or rather how I can configure it, how I can use it in more elaborate ways. So set an alternate database location. I don't think I ever will. List the files owned by the queried package. We're not actually looking for packages though. We're looking for libraries. We're looking for packages that contain a library that we're querying. But I guess what this means is that maybe you look for a library, you get a list of packages that contain that library and also everything else that they contain. So maybe a package is just entirely too huge and you'll be like, I'm not going to install this one, I'm going to install the other more minimal one. Show less information for query and search. I wish I had an example of a library that you could install by looking it up with power-f, but I have no clue, honestly. Giving you more examples of how it works would be better. But like, if you ever, if you ever have an issue of this type, now you know how to fix it. Okay, root, set an alternate installation route. I don't think I ever will. Be verbose, I don't think I ever need that. Enable searching using regular expressions, because by default, it expects it to be exactly what you typed in, I think. So this is useful, but I may be wrong on that, so I won't consider it much right now. If I ever run into an issue, I'll know how to fix it in the future. Refresh, download Flash package databases from the server. Okay. All of this is kind of like not useful. Yeah, every single option is not useful in terms of usage. At least not really. There are some that like rejects or maybe refresh, maybe list, but nothing to actively keep in your head, you know? Alright then, in this case, that's all. Currently looking through stuff to figure out what I want to do more. You can probably see this, but I don't know, maybe you'll get to it, maybe not. Okay, so you said that you sent a list of extensions on Discord. I'm gonna check that right now. Jesus Christ, wow. Why do you know about all these? Wow. So we have Vimium. I've actually tried it out in the past. It was entirely too slow, but that was on Windows, and I mean, Windows, am I right? So for that reason, I'm going to try it out again. Vimium. The hack? What? That's so lame. What the fuck? The hacker's browser. That's so lame. That's so incredibly lame. That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. It can do everything. It's fine. Okay. What? Maybe if we reload? Okay. Nice. Okay. Let's look at it. There's probably going to be a lot to remember, but the most important thing for me is figuring out how I can scroll down and up. That's already amazing. Scroll to the top, bottom. Oh my god, there's half a page. Oh my god. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been needing this entire time. I think if you do F, yeah, you can now look at all the links, and then you can probably hold different modifiers to maybe open the link in a new tab and stuff. And now it's pretty fast, but let's open YouTube, unpin it, and go to like YouTube, so we can see quite a bit more links. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, so F. Oh yeah, that's actually even faster somehow. Yeah, so now it is fast enough where it's worth using. My head is now like ringing because of how funny that was. That's hilarious. Okay, so now I can finally fucking scroll. Because right now I kinda only use the mouse for my browser because I have to scroll. I mean, I also couldn't click links. That's also another thing. But a lot of different actions you can actually remap in Vivaldi, which is why I love it. For something like this, usually you would either have to press Control Page Up, Page Down to go between tabs, or Control Tab and Control Shift Tab, which is very inconvenient for me. And I always remap Alt, comma, and period to go between tabs. I have this in VS Code as well, and I have this in my terminal. So everywhere that I can, I do that remap, and I have it in my browser as well. I can fart with my hands. Amazing skill, I know. I recently bought an e-liquid, which is probably the best one that I've bought in a while. Maybe actually, yeah, maybe, no, probably not in a year, but it's close. But definitely the best one in the last at least 2 months. Well, actually, we can look this up. Let's go to info. I know that it's not very important, but maybe someone is interested. I kind of recently started like looking after this, so I guess the cool pineapple liquid isn't there. Oh well, but basically I'm loving it so much. It's actually like super good. The taste is very pungent. I think has a negative connotation, but that's the word that pops up in my mind. It's very strong. It's by the company called Pixel, with black currant, I think it's in English. Or, if you're Russian, it's Черная смородина. Yeah, I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just really like vaping. Really often, people who smoke or vape kind of like regret it or like want to quit. I genuinely like vaping, and I would like to continue for some time until it annoys me, like either the experience itself, which probably won't be my reason, but more likely if I have too many issues with my vapes in the future, that may annoy me and make me want to quit. Because I've actually quit one time for an entire half a year, and then a certain personal situation happened and I went back to then smoking. Cool, so now I can scroll, and holy shit. Let me show you my research workspace for where I like learn about things. A big reason, I am sure, as to why I underdo it, why I underread things that I should be reading, is because I have to scroll with my mouse. True that I can actually use arrow keys here to scroll, but it's kind of too slow and it feels annoying. Now that I can actually... Okay, that's hilarious. It just doesn't work. I can probably reload, and once I do... Wait, does... Okay, Alt-R does indeed. Yeah, I needed to reload. Good to know. This is like much better because I can have my hands in a comfortable position while I'm doing stuff, and that is amazing. So part of the reason why I don't like arrows is, first of all, they're too slow and it feels clunky, but second of all, my hand is not in a comfortable position when it has to use the arrow keys, and I can't really keep my hand there, which I would rather do, but it's uncomfortable, so I don't. And it's like a big reason why I underread things that I should be reading. Yeah. So that I immediately love. Let's go through other features. And as we're going to be going through them, I'm going to be adding them to Anki. Once again, remembering like I have a blink in my head. Forgot I was talking about. Yeah, remembering hotkeys is a nice usage of Anki. I wonder if the period, like the default period, is good enough for hotkeys though. Oh, fuck! I need to change the Windows or Meta M thing again, the card for it, because I changed it again. Executes whole up, letting you input whatever you want. Important distinction, I think, to remember how this program even works, so I'm like more in touch with it. Probably the default period of 250% is good. Maybe not to a point to kind of like force me to use a certain hotkey, but I will remember it for sure. And then I may make the active action to try to make myself use the hotkey as well. But remembering it is already good enough. So DU I will immediately remember. No need to put this in because this is very, like, I'm used to this. Let's say I don't have any files here. Let's go to dot files. Do we have any files here? Yeah, we have grommet. So let's open grommet config in less, and now I can use DU to go half a page down or up. So I'm very much used to DU doing that by using less a lot, especially in the past. I guess right now too, because I can now less my entire terminal, which is super great. Yeah, so that I don't really need to. I wish it was like black mode. Okay, so J and K. Oh wow, it's actually more, it feels very, oh, I see why it feels so good. It feels so smooth, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Because what it actually does is it sends wheel up and wheel down, therefore it scrolls like a mouse would, right? Am I correct about this? Yeah, I think I am. While arrow keys, they have to speed up, like it actually only scrolls by line, if even, and that's way too slow. And this is a bit faster, but still precise enough where it's like worth using sometimes over DU. And GG and capital G are so ingrained into me, so I also don't need that. Any Terraria players here? I need, like, help understanding something. So Shimmer, is this pre-hard mode or post-hard mode? It's never mentioned on the wiki whether it's one thing or the other. So it generates in the underworld or cavern layer always on the same side of the world as the jungle. Never actually mentioning when it does. Does it just spawn immediately, like pre-hard mode? Or does it wait for hard mode and then appears along with Hollow and some other stuff? It's never mentioned. And I haven't been able to find it, so I just created it myself by cheating. Sometimes cheating, especially in Terraria, considering how grindy the game is, just leads to an overall better experience. If you're like playing by yourself, I mean. Because like going through your entire world to find this one small thing can be annoying rather than enjoyable. Right, so I want to know like when it spawns. Okay. Those are obvious. Yeah, oh yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense as well. Scroll left and scroll right. That's generally not needed, but good to know. Let me try to... Well, fuck, their CSS is actually good, where... Wow, I have zoomed in so much, and it's still working. Good job, good job. Wow, I think it's always going to work then. Alright, what else do I have? This probably won't. Huh. Interesting change. I almost like it more. This also works, good job. What else do I have? Research? I think it didn't work here at some point. I guess not. Am I misremembering? What's a tab that would not work? I can't come up with one. Well, okay. I'll remember it too immediately. Ooh, R to reload the page. Boom. That's pretty nice. So now I want to figure out whether I want to start with the hotkey or with what it does. I think I'll use the a feature of OnKey that lets you add a front to back card and also a reverse one. I think that's what I do anyway, most of the times. So, Vimium R, and I'm going to be wrapping hotkeys like this. Another option I could take is make a separate deck for hotkeys overall. I don't dislike that. Yeah, okay, let's go to decks and create deck. Name it hotkeys. And the options are going to be those that I have for everything else. By the way, if you're interested, here are my options. In case you want to start using OnKey, these are like the overall agreed upon and recommended settings. Except this, that's very personal. Like up to you, I mean. Okay, so in hotkeys, I think I can like create subdecks. So for example, global and yeah, okay, fuck yeah. That's great. Let's go to browse so I can look at every hotkey. That I have. I think it's going to be easier to do like this because I'm pretty sure every hotkey that I track right now is a global one. Yeah, I have two. Let's select this. What's the note type? I see. And let's change deck to hot. I love the syntax. Fuck yeah. Rust type of shit. Boom. And now they would be in global. Oh, they're not new, therefore they don't appear because I have already went through them. Okay. There are some other hotkey related cards that I have. That I might add to. Or rather, those that I already have. Yeah, so meaning Vivaldi search nickname. What does this mean? Defamation. Boom, that's what it does. Basically just adds the word meaning at the end of whatever you input it. And I wanted to make sure I remember that, first of all, to remember to use it, and second of all, to remember it overall. I'd probably remember it pretty quickly, but remember to use it is a whole different question. You know what's another different question? First of all, the question is, why does it think, like the chat window, that it needs to be the main window? And second of all, I don't have let's try this. Can you work, please? I don't actually have anything to do to like help this. Hold up, what am I doing? I can press. No, I can't because I need to restart it. Let's try restarting it. And now I can. Yeah, nice. Huh, it's a bit like all over the place, to be fair. The horizontal scrolling, but it's fine. Also, I'm realizing it's probably mouse dependent. It is not. That's good. It's very good. Can you like fix yourself, YouTube, please? Well, it seems to work to some degree. Okay, whatever. It's going to be fine for the VOD watchers at least, I think. So, I wonder if I should move this to somewhere else rather than the default deck. Yeah, I think I will. Right, I can do hotkeys. I'm pretty sure I can, but we'll see if that's the case. Vivaldi search. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Love that. So this And I also need to find the opposite. I need to figure this out by note type. So let's add, no, not by note type. By card, yeah. Can I sort by card? I can. However, this is not very useful. So all of them are card 1. Amazing. Wow, what? And only a few card 2s. I do not believe that these are the only card 2s. Well, actually it may be. It's just kind of surprising, you know? Okay, so somewhere here we will have M, but we don't, which is strange. It's now in the hotkeys, that's great. Like, where is M? Yeah, this will go to another deck. I'm creating quite a lot of decks, huh? I don't think I'll regret it necessarily. I think this type of organization is going to be nice. So hotkeys, NeoVim. But once again, I think this is, oh, this is basic? Okay. Let's change deck to NeoVim. Sure, okay. Since I can't find M like this, I'll just move things as I can. Or rather, as I see them. Let's see decks immediately to see what I have already moved and what I haven't. So this, let's make this a bit bigger, needs to go to Vivaldi search. As well as this. You can press Ctrl D for this. Okay, Vivaldi search. The keyboard support for Anki is surprisingly good, by the way. Maybe I can... Control F probably doesn't work, and Control D does something else. Okay, so it doesn't support scrolling like in Vim. That's fine. So this is in hotkeys as it should be, because I just moved it, as well as this. Does it contain notes here or cards? Because it may contain notes. Yeah, I think it contains notes. And to explain the difference, a note is basically a generator for cards. A basic note type creates a single card, and a basic and reversed card note type creates 2 cards. So maybe it's displaying notes here rather than cards, and that's why I can't find the answer to this. And this is also wrong, and I don't understand why. Like, it has the question and answer to be just the front, and there's no such thing as front and back, as there should be. Super strange. That is in hotkeys, good. Hmm. Let's add another deck called Hotkeys Spotify. Move these. Only 2 should be selected. However, it's not displaying anywhere how many I have selected. But I think it's fine. Let's move it to Spotify. And now we can just say liked playlist hotkey because I can now have more context. That's the biggest reason why I'm doing this, to have more context, so we don't have to repeat blah 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 hotkey to do blah blah blah, you know? So we can just remove the context and have it be by deck. It's like using different files to contain functions that may sound similar, but with added context, you don't have to. All right. I think I moved all the hotkeys. Now, I got to this point because I probably wanted to add some hotkey, right? I immediately forgot what it is. Right, okay. I wanted to add a Vimium, so let's create another deck. I think you can make as many as you want, so it's not like I'm restricted. Hotkeys Vimium. Now let's add a both card, and you can press Ctrl-Shift-M, I think. No, then Ctrl-Alt-N. No? Oh, just Ctrl-N, right? Yeah, and we'll add another deck for Anki. And then type in both. And deck, let me guess, Ctrl-D. Yeah. And deck is Vimium. R is reload page. Boom. Cool. Now, is there a hotkey to create deck? I don't know. I'm guessing no. Hotkeys Anki. Both. So Control-N, and I'm using this syntax from AutoHotkey. Control-N, select type. Note type. And Control-D is change deck. And it also works in the browser. One thing that I want to figure out is, let's try changing the note type in the browser. So here it's Ctrl-Shift-M. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so there is different for some reason. Should it be? Now I'm wondering whether I should drip feed myself new hotkeys. I think a more reasonable thing to do overall is to have like 20 at max new cards per day. It's because fucking 60 hotkeys, that's like entirely too much to take in a day. I think 15 is even better. But that is, I'm pretty sure, per deck. So we can add 15 to all of these, which is also kind of too much. So like, I'm wondering, well, I think that's fine overall. Okay, let's add a new, or rather another one to on key. So while in the browser, Control-Shift-M, it change note type. However, I already have a front that says change note type, which is Control-N. For that reason, I'll add browser as a context reminder here as well. I could create a sub deck, I think, but that's a bit too ridiculous for maybe one or two hotkeys. Okay, so those I wanted to actively remember. Is there something else that I keep forgetting? Fields, cards. I haven't touched that yet. Control, what do you say? Control B, Control I, right? Yeah, Control U. Yeah, I know this. Superscript, I don't really change, or rather, I don't really use any of that. Also, no, not that. I just have that. In KDE, you can set up a compose key, which lets you compose multiple keys into some special one. So I don't think I'll ever need it. I also have like this. Yeah, I also have the subscript variation. But if I needed to type in text in super or under script, then yeah, that's a different question. Can I change alignment? I cannot with a hotkey. It would be very convenient. I think for now that's all the hotkeys. And by the way, if we look at my deck options, something that it includes is burying everything, and the reason for that is that I added 3 sets of like 2 cards, which are the same thing but reversed. It would make no sense to learn both cards of that note in a single day. So if we actually try to, the other 3 are buried, and what that means is that they're kept until the next day. So it's like reasonable and efficient. You'll only learn 3 cards out of those 6. And about that, let's actually go to options and insertion order. Let's make this random. No, I guess not. Okay. Great. Okay. Wait, did it? Okay, I thought that it actually showed here what I'm typing in. Would be kind of cool, but not necessarily necessary. Copy the current URL to the clipboard. First of all, I have to figure out if it works, because on Linux that is more fucky. Currently, it has some random bullshit in my clipboard. Why? Oh, well. First, let's do this. And yeah, it works. Yeah, everything is fine, so it's like immediate, and it works. One thing which I'm not sure if it's autistic or not, but it really like irritates me and bugs me when like mom comes home, or maybe my sister or something of that nature, where when someone like comes home or walks around the house, it like It irritates me very much. It really shouldn't, but kind of always has been. It could be a result of trauma, though, where I was constantly scared about a certain person going around the house. Maybe that's the reason, but yeah. Okay, so why? Oh, it even says that. Oh my god, that's so nice. I didn't notice it at first. So this is something I'm going to remember really quick, but the thing about Anki is that there's the easy button that increases the interval of you seeing a certain card. So it's not necessarily an issue to add a card that you may remember too quickly. Let's go and check out this. I'm at D, and I think it's dash dot dot. And I'm correct. Okay. Like, fuck, Anki is so good. Should have been using it for a while now, but I just kind of didn't feel like using it to remember stuff, because in programming, memorizing things isn't really the best way to go about it. You should be just storing pointers to information rather than most information itself. But sometimes I do want to actually store information, maybe not even necessarily to remember the information itself, but maybe the specifics about it that are important but would never come up naturally. Or to overall remember that a certain feature exists, so I either don't re-implement it or otherwise remember it. What else do we have here? Oh, I haven't actually added the thing. Both and Anki. Wait, no, not Anki. Vimium. YY is copy current link. Open the clipboard's URL in the current tab. That's pretty useful. Generally, I open links by pressing GX on VS Code, but there may be situations where I just have a link in my clipboard, and opening it like that may be very helpful. So open the clipboard's URL in the current tab. Let's add this. Open link in clipboard in current tab. Fuck, I love this so much because I will also eventually see open link in clipboard in current tab and have to remember, oh, it's P, as well as it says P and what it does, like both ways, like, that's so cool. And then capital P in a new tab, which is probably going to be more useful for the most part. So capital P, open link in clipboard in new tab. Well, first of all, does it work? It hasn't yet. Okay, so if you're in some reasonable window, it will work. This, well, now I'm in the search box, but this won't, because it can't execute JS, which is the negative of using keyboard-related extensions. But for the most part, it's fine. Imagine if torches just ran out eventually. That would be horrible. That would be so bad. Fuck, it would be so bad. I'm so glad that they don't. That's a possibility I never thought about. The cool thing about Anki, once again, is that now I don't have to worry about not remembering some of these hotkeys, which used to be the case for me. Like, I would worry about it actively. Now I don't have to worry about it because I will remember them thanks to Anki. Enter insert mode. Right, there's that separation as well. But that's like very obvious. So no need. Enter visual. Ooh. Haha. No usable selection. Hold up. What did it say? No usable selection. Because we don't have a selection already. But if I got this, I can make the selection bigger. Okay, so W does that. So it even works like... Okay, GE is not supported. That's fine. That's super fine. Cool. Does O do what I think it does? It does. Holy shit. Capital O? Capital O does not work. That's fine. That's super fine. What happens if I Y? Fuck yeah. It copies. I don't even need to press Control C. That's great. I will add this to make sure I remember to actually use the feature. Visual mode. But I want to figure out now, how do I start selecting stuff? Can I? Okay, I can. I've been scrolling with my mouse and I've been hating it. Focus the first text input on the page. By the way, what GI does in VS Code is it goes back into insert mode at the place you insert moded last. So here it was, I guess. It's incredibly useful. So now you know. Focus first text input. Focus first on the page. Yeah. Open a link in the current tab. Ah, capital F does in the new tab. Okay. Sure, I'll add both. Because I did YY, which I'm probably going to remember really quick. Open a link in the current tab. Open a link in a new tab. Select the next frame on the page. What does that mean? Select the page's main or top frame. Interesting. What does that mean? Let's do JF. G capital F. Ah. Oh, I see. I think a better example would be this. Not necessarily. I don't really get it. The next frame on this page. Okay, so if currently I'm here, JF. I'm kind of waiting for it to switch me to here, you know? But it's not doing that, and it's very confusing. Select the page's main or top frame. I don't quite understand what this actually does yet, so adding it to remember it doesn't really help. You should first understand something before you try to remember it, because otherwise it's just not very useful. Using the Vomni bar, that sounds like it's vomiting. open URL, bookmark, or history entry. I don't have bookmarks because all of them are literally in a file. Easier to back up and more trustworthy than bookmarks in a browser, and easier to search for. Not sure what open URL implies. I guess you just type in a URL to open it. I would just Control L though. What if I do something like this, like I typed in a link and then I Control Enter? Maybe not Control Enter. Like Wiki, Alt Enter. Wait, was this here? Hold up. Control Enter. Okay, so Control Enter doesn't work, but if I press Alt Enter, then it does. Good to know. I did not know that, by the way. Let's add another deck called Just VOD. And add both to Vivaldi. Alt Enter. Open address bar, link in a new tab. That's actually something that I've needed, but didn't realize I could do. And I'm going to continue doing it here because it's white mode. I mean, like, if I already have this feature in my browser and I like how it feels, like, why bother, right? Can I somehow... Why is this excluded? Because there would be too much? What? I don't think I want to exclude that. You can configure it. I think I'm fine with what it is right now. SADF. Why no A? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Hold up. But it's not like all of them. So SADFJKL, because then it ends up being 2 keys, and I would rather have that less often. So SADF JKLH EW CMPG. It's a weird collection. This, and we have now covered the home row. M is there, C is there. X, comma, V is not there. Period, Z, B. I'm not going to use slash because I feel like it would break something for some reason. Q is not there. Let's add it. First of all, T and U. R, is R there? No. R, I, Okay. E is there. O isn't. Now Y. Q and P. P is there. Okay. That's all of the keys that I want. Yeah, nice. Use the link's name and characters for link hint filtering. Oh, fuck yeah. Require enter when filtering hints. You activate the link with enter always, so you never accidentally type Vimium commands. That's nice. Let's try this out. So we scroll, and then I want to get to Bono's drop, so Bo. Let's reload it. Maybe I have to, oh, yeah, I do. So, F, Bo. Oh, now it uses numbers, which I would rather it not do. I'll need to figure out how to go back with the Vimium. Yeah, like now it's using numbers. What if I press Control Enter? I wonder how I would even open. Oh, right, by using capital F. Boom. Cool, okay. But I wanted to not use numbers. I wonder if this is an option. Well, here we go. I see, right, of course. It uses numbers because it would like mess up. Well, I on streams, I don't always teach. And currently what I'm doing is trying out Vimium, a Vim extension for Chromium browsers. What I'm currently trying to do is figure out how to configure searching for links to accept, instead of numbers, accept letters. So let's see why it switches back to numbers at all. So say what happens if I do 6? Nothing really. It makes the results smaller. But let's see how making let's copy this. And now paste it here. No errors, at least. Okay, let's try looking for a link, and I do background, and it's fine. Okay, what if yeah, I did save the changes, so I do trees, I can do A. But instead of picking that link, what it does instead is just like types in that. So in other words, I don't have a way to come quicker to the link. I see why it does that then. That's fair. Let's add numbers. I'm not in love with that, but it's still like very nice to be able to just type in the text link, or rather the link's text, rather than having to rely on typing in letters. However, is it actually faster at all? Ayo. Oh, save changes first of all. So we do F, T. So there was like a slight delay, right? F, and now I have to wait. Sometimes for quite a long time, and now T. Not too horrible, but maybe the numbers version is going to be better. Let's save changes. And do F back. And it doesn't realize my input, so I can't really cut down time for it loading up all the links. Meaning that, yeah, letters are just kind of better. Don't let pages steal the focus on load. Yeah. Hide the heads-up display in insert mode. Is there a HUD even? Let's try to find... Well, actually, I can just... No. Let's go to... Actually, I'm now realizing. I've typed in a link here, and now it doesn't display the actual link, which I would rather be able to see. But if I use capital O, I could just google.com. I have to fucking use the arrows. But I would have there anyway. And then boom. So that's why O is a bit better. And it fucking steals my focus. What the fuck? Motherfucker is stealing my focus. It doesn't even show the HUD to me. So I don't need this option. Yep. Google. Interesting. Treat find queries as JavaScript regular expressions. Interesting. What is a find query? More specifically. I guess for O. For this. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Control U doesn't work here. I think it should. First thing that I would want to do is hotkeys Vimium. O is, let's get a more precise description. Open URL or history. Entry. Entry is a perfect word for this. In current tab, and then capital O is open URL, history, entry, and new tab. Okay. Open a bookmark and open a bookmark in a new tab. I don't have bookmarks once again, and I don't think I'm going to start to, because being able to fuzzy search through a huge file that has so many links that I would not have as bookmarks. Like, that's entirely too much. So I don't think I will. Even the transferring process would be way too long, so no reason to. Capital T searches through my open tabs. Shimmer Huh. Yeah, that's good. That's actually good. Search through open tabs. Interesting that it's capital T specifically. What is... Oh! T just opens a new tab. I have a feeling that Vivaldi is getting crazy again. See, I have a dark theme. However, if I right click, it's white. And Vivaldi can have black menus. It just fucking doesn't for some reason. Or rather, it's a bug on KDE at the very least. And not sure what else. So T to open a new tab, it's pretty cool. However, what if I copy this tab? Oh, that's not. I thought Alt P, I guess Control P. Wait, what? I was pretty damn sure Alt P duplicated a tab. But now it doesn't. What the hell? We can probably, or maybe not, we can search for duplicate. Yeah, Alt P is supposed to duplicate tabs. And it did until just recently. That's wild. Maybe the Vimium extension does something with Alt P. No, it doesn't seem to do that. Strange. Very strange. How do we fix this? No. Fuck, this is annoying. I'll probably have to like either update or reboot, or at the very least restart Vivaldi. But restarting Vivaldi moves all of the workspaces and all of the tabs to the other window, which I don't want to do. So I'll fix that sometime later. And I removed like copying. Okay, well in this case, let's try to open this. Hold up. Why is it? I thought maybe I misread. Maybe I misread. Yeah. Then why is it going like incorrectly? Huh. I think it goes back in history in a stranger way than I thought. Well, I'll see as I use it. So let's do capital F, Tiki Torch, and I press enter, then T. Well, fuck. My argument doesn't seem to work very well. Because my argument is, what if you open a new tab and while loading it, you want to create a new tab? So I guess if we try to open it in the same tab, let's do lamppost. And by the time it loaded in, I already I didn't press T fast enough. So right now it's a non-issue, but sometimes tabs load up very slowly. So let's do F, a lamppost. I can't make it an issue. It's a possible issue, but I can't make it an issue. That's wild. But basically, I can use Alt-E to make sure it is not an issue. And I might do that. Maybe. I think it's more helpful to my muscle memory, because I use Alt-E in multiple places to create a new tab, so just learning a new hotkey to do this is just not helpful enough to be worth it. Okay. Enter find mode. Cycle forward to next find match and previous. Okay, let's do cactus. Oh, this is what find mode is. So it uses JavaScript regex, which is much better than the default in Vim and NeoVim, where it uses a strange concoction of raw and regex, where it's nothing that you could ever expect. The cool thing about it is that this, in theory, would work, but it does not. What if we do this? Really? You don't support... What? That is wild. Wow, that's... Maybe I disabled it or something? Oh, I need to toggle it on. Okay. I see. Let's search for crystal. Boom. And what does that give me? V. Yeah. So that's kind of how you enter visual mode. I see. Cool. So it can be like, oh, dynasty, and then, oh my god, it's so smart. It supports fucking, I don't even need to do this for it to work. That's amazing. And then Y, it's supposed to work, by the way. Oh, if I enter visual mode first and then Y, that's fair. That's super fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So it can be like dynasty, UD, enter visual, copy, go to Discord, paste it, something of that nature. Cool. Okay, so what about this? Oh, and better yet, you can do this and go between the thingies and like that. So this is search mode. I'm going to call it search mode because I know it makes more sense for me. And N and capital N going to different places just is obvious to me, so no reason to add them, because like, yeah, no shit, what do you expect? So let's say I go to interesting, C for some reason. Oh, I stopped making it type-inable. Yeah. Oh, I see why numbers may be a bit better. Because right now, maybe I can't make out this letter. I can, but it's kind of difficult. This is a more brutal example of this. What if there are many links and they're like kind of overwhelming. If I am able to type it in like this, then I can quickly make it much less like scary, I guess. Oh, interesting. For pictures, it even shows the description of them, so you can still type them in. And boom. I thought I did like always press enter. Okay, so we got two torches, right? What happens when I press capital H? Okay, so history is okay. Maybe I pressed capital H twice and got like confused. So it works like normally. Okay. Go back in history. Go forward in history. Okay. Nice. I should stop grabbing my mouse. I don't have to anymore. Create a new tab. Go one tab left and one tab right. Cool that it exists, but I don't need it because I have a JavaScript non-dependent way of doing it, first of all, and on a key map that I find better. Go to previously visited tab, though. Huh? Interesting. It keeps claiming it's definitely YouTube. Oh, not anymore, okay. That's pretty nice to, maybe you're cross-referencing two tabs. That's usually not a thing that I can do whatsoever. So, go to previously visited tab. It's very nice. Oh, it remembered where I scrolled, wow. Go to the first tab, I can do that with Alt-1, and the last tab is Alt-0, so no need. Oh, well, here we go. Ah, it fucking makes a hotkey. It's kind of annoying, but all I'll do now is, first of all, duplicate. This will now be Control P, which is gonna just give me a way to override the other hotkey without having to first go to that hotkey. So pin. Let's disable this and then go back to duplicate, which is now Control P. Now I have to go back again. See why this is annoying? It's small but kind of annoying. Very annoying. Well, I wanted to close this tab. Don't tell me Alt-W is taken, I know. So now this, rather Alt-P, pins the tab no matter what, whether it's by Vimium or by my browser. And Control P can still duplicate. So let's add those. Vivaldi, Alt-P, toggle pin tab, and Control P, duplicate tab. Okay. But also, YT now does that. I find it more comfortable than pressing Control P. I might like it. I think I will like it. So let's add it as well to Vimium YT duplicate current tab. Mute or unmute current tab. I'm not sure if I have anything for this. And to be fair, I generally don't need that. Mute. Control M does that for me. See, I didn't even know. I'm gonna be back in like a minute. My washing machine is going crazy out there. I wonder if you can hear it. You probably can. My mic is sometimes strangely good enough, just overall good, to pick up sounds from very far away that I would imagine you would not hear, but you actually do, as I then figure out when randomly watching my own video to check something or remember it. Where were we? Right. So the mute hotkey being on Control M and also on Alt M, it makes no sense. It's unnecessarily confusing. So let's also add it on the VOD side to be Alt M. Yeah. Let's now add to Vivaldi specifically Alt M to mean toggle mute tab. X to close current tab. Once again, I don't think I'm going to be using it because Alt W I'm so used to. And capital X to restore closed tab. Now that I might actually use. Sometimes what I do is press Ctrl Shift T multiple times to get to a tab that I closed some time ago. Capital X, I won't be able to do that. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, and that's almost it. There's actually quite a bit more. Fuck, and it's hidden within all of these. I should have just... fuck. Okay. Mm. Cool. Scroll all the way to the left. And I'm also now realizing that 10 is probably a better way to go about it. I press saved. Boom. It's updated. Well, no, actually. When it goes to something like default, 10 is a bit too little. But when it comes to hotkeys, I want to drip feed them to myself with something like 5 maybe. Yeah, that's like 5 hotkeys. Oh, interesting. They get like essentially cut in half because they're buried, but you still get them. Oh, interesting how that works. So in other words, I want to create a different option type for hotkeys. The only change it having is different new cards per day. You might be looking at this and thinking, do you actually need to create a new option? Unfortunately, you do, because this works on PC but does not on mobile, which is just very unfortunate. So let's clone preset and name it hotkeys. I'm realizing now that this stream may help very much to help display how Anki can be used in a more active fashion rather than just being described. You can just see, oh, that's how you can use it. Oh, it's useful for that, and so on and so forth. So let's actually get up to 10. So I will be seeing at most 5 hotkeys a day. And 5 hotkeys a day is very simple to remember for me, because I'm actually very good at remembering hotkeys. You'd be surprised. I've been remembering hotkeys low-key ever since I started. Almost. Now hotkeys all share the same option type, right? Nope. And View News has like 3 new cards per day, and I use that for Morse code and probably other stuff that are hard to memorize, and you don't even remember them, you specifically memorize them. Can I maybe... No, okay. Fuck, well, okay, let's fucking go one by one. I did change it here, right? Yeah. New Vim. Kind of wish that the upper layer would affect all the under layers, but that would be more annoying than helpful in case you do want that behavior. Let's go to default now and set it back to 9999. Alright. So we have Z capital H and Z capital L, which are very useful. Good to know now about them, so let's add them. Both to not Anki though. To Vimium. Z capital H. Scroll all the way left. Scroll all the way right. GU, go up the... Oh my god. Fuck, I missed this. I remember this feature the last time I tried using Vimium. And fuck, This is so good. Okay, let me try to show this off. First of all, let's duplicate the tab. What if you wanted to go just to fandom wiki? G fucking U. You might be confused, like I currently am, because you're seeing this as a part of the link. I did not want to do that. I hate when things do this. I just went by trying to just click this place, and it's like, oh, here you go. Like, okay, so basically, this automatically generated once you went to wiki. So the Vimium extension did everything correctly. It's just that the website does this. Got confused for a second. I love vaping so much. I'm the best fucking propaganda for vaping. I mean, well, I won't actively try to make someone start smoking or vaping, obviously. But I can see, at the very least, a younger myself hearing me now being so fucking enjoying so much and being like, I should start too, maybe. It's never, or at least in my case and in the case of many other people that started smoking, it's not peer pressure. Most people that smoke will actively try to stop others from starting. Like, no, I do not recommend this. Don't start. For me, it was, I specifically wanted the experience and the feel of smoking. I had an idea in my head and I wanted it. And fuck, it was worth it. But if you're the type to say, oh, you like it only because you're addicted, you probably should stay that way. You should not try smoking to realize that what you're saying is not the case. I would rather you be wrong than smoking. and don't start smoking to prove me wrong. That's also you losing. Okay, what were we just on? I immediately forgot. Oh, GU. Oh, that sucks. Can I do 2 GU? Probably not. Ah, fuck. See, that's very annoying, but that's a website's issue, not really a Vimium issue. GU, go up. Can I do up? Yeah, cool. The URL, I don't need it to be an uppercase. URL hierarchy. Is it spelled like that? Hiya. Wait, I can just hiya and then v-yank. Oh my god. Oh. Wait, what? I thought it yanked it. Huh? Yo. Visual yank. Doesn't work there. Well, that's strange. Huh, I guess it's for this window. I was worried that it sometimes doesn't work, which would be scary, but I guess not. Hierarchy, right? Yeah, hierarchy. And G capital U is go to root of current URL hierarchy. Go to root of URL hierarchy. key. I can do this, by the way. Edit my clipboard in NeoVim. It's very convenient sometimes. Get to root of current. It's unnecessary information, but it looks better to me. See now what I mean by, I'm pretty sure I have autism? Because of small things here and there that are all over the place for me, the weird specific feels good and feels bad about certain things that look, sound, and like touch differently. That's kind of always been the case for me. And now I'm realizing that, yeah, that's probably that. Oh, there's visual line mode. Okay. Oh, it also lets me move. Huh. I see. Oh, I'm in caret mode because there's nothing. Okay, so if I do a wall, where did I see wall? I saw wall somewhere here, but I guess it wasn't there. Which, here we go. Strange that it scrolls like that. So we have which. I guess they don't have the algorithm to automatically scroll properly. Which, yeah, fair. It's kind of annoying to implement, but it should be. In all reality, maybe it's like not just difficult, but there's no consistency, so you can't make it. However, I know you can with JavaScript scroll to a certain HTML element. Oh, and I guess that's exactly what it does, right? So let's search for which again, while being here. Oh, now it works. Okay, I take my words back. It just bugged out there for some reason. Okay, so we have which and visual line, and it selects the entire line. Oh, and now I specifically start selecting lines. What if I now V to be more specific? Okay, okay, yeah, it's actually useful. Visual line mode. And that is more so to make sure I remember to use it. And now I can now I can V to select like this, and maybe see, and now I can Y. Right, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's so incredibly cool. I freaking love this. Incredible, I think. Alt F, open multiple links in a new tab. Huh. Well, isn't that nice? I can somehow, yeah, capital T to search for a tab, which I don't usually want to do, but on a browser, which can sometimes have a lot of links, like here, for example, I definitely want to. Once I restart this page and then every single other page, maybe to do something like GitHub. Hey, yo! Here we go. Boom. Actually helpful. Because I'm not like good enough at counting to figure out that GitHub is on the 5th page, even though, not page, tab. Even though I have been having this workspace for a long time, still can't bother to remember. Okay, so Alt F. Alt F. Will you work, please? Does Alt F do something on Vivaldi's side. No. At least not to my knowledge. I don't think it works. And for some reason my CPU is like going crazy about it, specifically on that tab. So it's either doesn't work or is really slow to the point of not reaching the actual process in such a long time. Not sure what's happening there. Ooh, YF. That's nice. YF. Buckets. Fuck yeah, that's so useful. Can I copy this picture? If I can, it will fucking revolutionize everything. Oh my god, I can. The biggest test is... that's unfortunate, but that's okay. The fact that I'll have to sometimes do this. It's like not too bad. See? Yeah, Anki supports pictures easily, which is amazing. But what is happening there is open link or the copy address. That's what's happening there, rather than the image. Once again, that's super fine. It's not like something to be expecting to work. Alright, so YF is pick and copy URL. So for example, I'm here on the wiki and somebody asks, somebody asks, oh, how do you cheat in the shimmer biome? I'm also kind of annoyed by having to roam through my entire world to maybe find this biome. I would rather cheat it in as well. And I'm like, oh, you just take the bottomless shimmer bucket, and then ideally I would have this open, which I probably could do by pressing GI. I'm not realizing if I've restarted my chat. Good to know, though. And I'm like, oh, here you go. Isn't that nice? Very specific situation, I know, but once you get used to using something, you will find yourself in those situations. And that's kind of how you learn Vim and new Vim overall. You imagine situations that you may be in, because once you realize that you can do something, you'll find it useful more often than you would imagine. Even something like G_M, which you give a percentage to it, like 20%, G_M, you go to 20% of the current line. This is somewhat opposite. You think that, holy shit, that's so useful, but then you realize that no, it actually isn't, because it's not precise enough, because you have no clue where which percentage is. Even with something like 1GM, something like that I made, which just appends the 0 by itself, still not very useful. What were we on? YF, which we added. Follow the link labeled previous or Follow the link labeled next, or what does that mean? What do you mean by follow the link? I guess while we're here, so let's say I do bucket. Wait, it's not this? What is it then? Follow the link labeled previous or then I have no clue what that does. But create a new mark and go to mark. That sounds interesting. I'm hoping that it means scroll position. Anything else I feel like would be useless. Let's do MA. Scroll down, go to A. Well, that's amazing. Create mark. Go to mark. And then we scroll down and maybe like transmutation? What? And we do MT. We go to the top of the page and like, let's go to T. That's so nice. That's like incredibly useful actually. What the fuck? Especially if you're something like this. Let's say, I wonder if they are remembered between reloads. I imagine not, but if they are, that would be amazing. There was, yes, this. Okay, so MI, because interchangeable, and I scroll somewhere for some reason, or maybe I reload the page. And let's actually test this. I would love it if it remembers, probably doesn't though. Holy shit, it does. Wow. Wow. But is that because it shares it between any tab? No. Wow, that's even better then. Holy shit. So we can just, let's go back here. Holy shit, that's so good. Let's override it like this. So it's like correct. Fuck, that's amazing. Yeah, this is already amazing. I don't think I particularly need a Vimium browser. A Vim extension is already very good and good enough in my opinion. Create a new mark and go to it. Ooh, edit the current URL. Interesting. With GE. But I can't use Vim motions on it, so is that actually useful when I can do the same exact thing here? Not really, I think. Well, I guess the point that you can make is the point that I already made. What if you do something like this, open it in another tab, then go back to this, boom, the link is wrong. Even if you control L it. I guess you can control L escape to fix it, but breaking it in the first place is already annoying, right? But once again, if you do this, rather GE, you can do, let's go here, because previously we noticed that even if we get to wiki and press GU, we cannot go to the root, which I guess is the place where we would use G capital U to go to the root, which is like a specific mapping for it. But now we can by using GE, and G capital E to open in another tab. So for that reason, it's actually useful. Edit the current URL and go to it. G capital E, open the current URL and go to it in a new tab. Right. Move tab. Ooh, wow. Move tab to new window. Move tab to the left and right. That's pretty cool, but I already have. Okay, so it just doesn't work sometimes, no matter what. But yeah, I, in theory, have it. But it doesn't work regardless if it's Vim or not. Let's duplicate this and move it to another window. Oh. Huh, right? Because this can't execute JavaScript. By the way, I hate this. I want to change the speed dial fucking thingy. Okay, so it was in Trim, Themes, Deer. Boom. Well, this is weird. Why is it so huge? It super does not need to be. Okay, what if we stretch to fit? Yeah, strange, super strange. Okay. Cool, yeah, so the thing about it is that I can't press W even if I do this to make it into a new thing. So let's YT, and now capital W, and it does indeed move it to a different window. Cool. Yeah, that's useful, because otherwise what I would have to do is Alt 10, Shift 10, maybe just Shift 10 would work. No, it would not. So that's entirely too much, and then press T to move it to a new window. And that is pretty damn annoying compared to just W, you know? So W, move tab to a new window. It's not often that I do that, but I may. And in those cases, I'll remember what to press. Ooh, view page source, that's pretty useful. And it's also very specific. And it also loads very slowly. Well, I don't care then, because I could use this and have more power. because if it like shows the correct things, then I have the same thing but with more power to be able to apply CSS and such. So no need. Okay, we haven't gone through all the options though. Ignore keyboard layout. Huh. Yeah, because I can also use Russian. Let's try this out now. I do will, hold up, will, F. Oh, will is not a link, I am stupid. Interact, here we go, yeah. Yeah. And without this setting, I imagine it would not work. Yeah. Previous patterns. Huh. Okay. So what you're saying is that next, what's the thing for this? I see. Wait, does this work though? No, but this does. Okay, that's what it means. Holy shit. I've never figured this out without reading the settings, which is why you should always go into the settings first thing you do. Maybe not necessarily the first thing you do, but pretty soon. So go to next, previous, link. Actually, not this wording. Go to link labeled next previous. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. CSS for Vimium UI. Oh, cool. You can configure it. That's cool. I may configure it in the future, but so far I'm fine with it. I probably will configure it to something like pink, you know, as I always do. Pink or a different yellow. I can make T open a different new tab, but I probably won't. You can also configure what previous and next. Okay, that's good. That's very good. So what is, it's in JSON. JSON should open in VS Code. Does it? It does. What if I change the CSS? So 1 pixel solid. Or maybe I make this to be D. And I download it again. So it just goes like this. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's bring it back to E, because I haven't yet decided. And download back up again. But vimium.json and put it, I hate when this does this, by the way, because it gets rid of the name once you click one of these. It's like super annoying. To dot files here. Pretty nice that you can back things up, because I don't believe my I don't even know what, I guess session, or my computer specifically. Yeah, cool. So now I have the settings that I set backed up, so I don't have to worry about losing anything. Okay. Add Vimium settings backup. Yeah, and this is everything about Vimium. We can now write this out. Fuck yeah. Vimium change CSS. There's something that either I will do on my own time or maybe on stream sometime eventually. But my voice is getting tired, so I'm going to be ending stream. Thanks everyone for watching.